Descaling a heat exchanger machine like my Bellezza Inizio R isn't as simple as just dumping powder into the tank. Do it wrong and you risk airlocking your pump or clogging your E61 group head. I'm going to show you the specific soak and flush method to keep these stainless steel beauties running like the day you unbox them. Hey guys, it's Christian Bachu coming at you with Solo Macchiato, and today we're doing a public service announcement. Don't forget to descale your espresso machines. It is extremely important, unless you do very specific water chemistry, where you know exactly which solutes you're adding to your distilled water. There's gonna be stuff in there that will cause limescale. I do have a video on my water um, you know, methods. However, even with that, I can still get scale in my machine. Most home machines should be descaled every 3 months or so. I try to descale mine every 6 months, and that's because I keep my TDS extremely low, and so far I've had zero problems with that, but you really shouldn't let them go more than that. If you get any value from my content, please give me a like and subscribe. It tremendously helps me bring out more content like this. Why am I sitting off the side? Because I want to display this beautiful piece of artwork over here, and also because we're going to be doing a bit of a split screen of this entire process. So first things first, what do you need? Well, obviously you need some sort of descaling powders, right? Whether it's this deSCALE over here or these packets of coffee and espresso machine descaling powder. Get yourself some good stuff. It'll make the biggest difference ever. Then you're going to need to be able to flush your group head. So get yourself your little disc that goes into your portafilter over here, and you'll be able to do that as well, because this is a multi-step process. Next, you're going to need bowls, baby. Big bowl, two little bowls. This is going to come in very, very handy as we go through the process. And then lots of microfiber cloths. Minimum 3, ideally 4. You're going to see where this all goes down. All right, so first things first, make sure you consult your owner's manual. If you don't have it in print, you can search online. Pretty much all manufacturers will have it available somewhere. If not, I'm sure there's some sort of Reddit or Facebook group where someone will be able to provide you with one. Also, please remember this is very specific to heat exchange machines. Single boilers or dual boilers are very different. They have different processes, but today we're going to stick to heat exchange machines because I'm noticing there's very little information on this online. The first thing now you're going to want to do is get your machine up to full steaming temperature. Get it up to temperature. Make sure your steam gauge is above 1 bar or wherever it usually is. Some machines will go up above 2 bars of pressure, and now you're going to be ready to go. Shut your machine off. Get your big bowl. First, flush out a little bit of the steam wand, and then afterwards you're going to want to get all the water out as best you can through your hot water tap. This will get the water that's been sitting there, right, creating all this limescale inside of your boiler. You now can get it out. You want to make up that descaling solution. So get your big bowl, follow the instructions. Ideally, you'll need about 2 liters of this or more. So get, in my case, it's 2 liters, and then 100 grams of my deSCALE that I was able to use my scale to weigh it out and give it a really good mix, and mix it really, really, really fast. Be careful, these like stainless steel chrome lined bowls, you can actually ruin them if you don't mix things very well. So lesson learned. Hopefully my wife doesn't see what I did to my other bowl. Once you're ready to do that, take all the water out of your water tank, and now go ahead and put in your water with the descaler into your water tank. Little word of caution: if your machine, like mine, is plumbable, This process changes just a little bit, but now you're going to have to change it over to your water tank. You can only put in descaler through the water tank. You can't have it through your hard plumbing line. Then now you're going to want to run some of this water with a descalant in it through your group head. So go ahead, do maybe 2 15-second flushes through your group head into a small bowl. That's to ensure that your water lines are completely empty and you get your water through there with the descaler. The next thing you're going to want to do is take your blind basket or your regular basket with your little blind little cover here so that you can do 2 back flushes minimum. So do 2 back flushes so that you can get your descaling solution through your entire group head and the entire sort of overpressure area of your group head. That you can shut it off. Personally, I like to give it 10 minutes because with the next step, we're also going to be adding more time to the boiler and the group head and everything else, staying with that descaling solution. According to the manufacturer, you want to make sure that you descale less than 30 minutes. So by doing this process, you're going to be descaling for approximately 20 minutes, which is a very good thing. So go ahead now, shut her down and leave her for 10 minutes. Now remove the water with the descaler from your tank. Put some of it in a bowl and then go ahead and take off the steaming tip as well as the hot water tip and put them in there so they can sit in there for a little while and descale as well. And go ahead and turn your machine on. At this point, you have to kind of figure out that your steam boiler is full, so it won't fill up very much. But what this will allow you to do is to flush out and then to back flush your group head with good clean water. So you don't allow that descaler to stay in there for too long and ruin all the little mechanical parts within your group head, especially if you have an E61 machine. I now still have descaler in my boiler, but I no longer have descaler in my water tank. So what I need to do is allow the machine to come back up to pressure, to full pressure, shut her off, and now re-flush your steam wand a little bit, as well as the remainder of the water in your boiler through the hot water tap. Once you've done that, you're going to want to repeat this process. So top up your water tank, turn the machine back on, allow it to go back up to full pressure, and flush everything again until your hot water tap runs dry, indicating that your boiler is empty again. You want to flush that boiler at least twice, preferably 3 times, with clean, fresh water after you've descaled it, because the last thing you want is descaler in your steam wand and in your Americano tap. Okay. Next steps, moving forward, after you've completely cleaned out your boiler and then your heat exchanger system, right? So your hot water tap and your steam wand, okay? You can now focus on flushing your group head again, making sure that everything is out, because that is where your water, the main taste of your coffee, will come through. The one thing I will mention is every single time you do anything, if there's any sort of spray, please, 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 please continuously wipe down your machine. Descaler on chrome lined steel, not good. Okay, I do actually have a little spot right up on my group head over there from the first time I ever descaled it, with where a little bit of water, a little drop of water, just sat there for a couple of minutes, and it actually started eating away at my chrome. And it, man, it really, really, really hurts. So constantly be cleaning your machine. At this point, everything should be fully descaled. Top up your water tank again with fresh water. Make sure that you get rid of everything outside of your drip tray, and start the overall cleaning process of your machine. Wipe it down with a wet cloth, then a dry cloth. Let the machine cool down completely, at least 30 minutes, possibly an hour, because these group heads get really, really, really hot. And once you can get your little fingers in there, make sure that you go again with two new cloths, a slightly damp one to wipe everything down again, and then a dry one to polish it all off. So overall, this process should take you about an hour. The first time I ever did it, it took me over 2 hours, because I had to redo some parts, because I actually found my owner's manual to be a little not user friendly. Okay, but it's there, the information's there. I just wanted to give everyone a little bit of an idea of how you can get really, really, really great tasting coffee by getting rid of that scale, that lime, and making sure that your machine is operating at full performance and is able to get you that perfectly balanced, yummy espresso. If you've got any other ideas, any previous experiences, please drop them in the comments below. Enjoy your coffee, and until you make your next cup, remember, life is beautiful.